Hello kitties and catties, and welcome to our fourth episode of the 1995 PC version of Jeopardy, in which so far in 3 games I've won $20,199. And joining me this game is the one and only Patrick Butler.
Hello!
Even though you can't really see him, he's shirtless.
Shirtless and pantless.
Oh! Patrick! I'm gonna get you for that. Oh, why me?
Welcome to Jeopardy. Let's begin.
Okay, here we go. No, I'm not gonna be her. I'm gonna be him. Gonna take on Michael Grant and Sandra Hart. Let's begin.
I'm Michael Grant, a commercial airline pilot. I flew jets in the Navy, and I've always been interested in military history.
Sure you have, Michael.
Hi, I'm Sandra Hart. I'm a practicing psychiatrist, and I also teach neural anatomy at a medical school. During my vacation time, I love to travel.
All right, contestants, let's begin round 1.
Pioneer Life.
Double on the board. And
Sports.
here are the categories.
Theaters. Son of. Mice. Rhymes with eek.
Good luck. Contestant number 1, we'll start with you.
Sometimes I say son of a something whenever I mess up on this game. But I'm going to start with Pioneer Life for 100.
The answer there is...
Cut by pioneers, historic paths called these include Zanes and the Natzes.
Contestant number 1.
What are trails?
Sorry, that's incorrect.
No.
Contestant number 2.
What are traces?
You are
Okay.
correct. Contestant number 2.
Theaters for 300. When this Harlem theater opened in 1913, it was a burlesque hall for whites only.
Contestant number 2.
What is the Apollo Theater?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
that's correct. Contestant number 2.
Theaters for 400.
Let's take a look at the answer.
Okay. On July 22nd, 1934, this gangster was killed by the FBI in front of Chicago's Biograph Theater.
Contestant number 3.
Who is John Dillinger?
Yes,
He's the one.
that's correct. Contestant number 3.
Theaters for 500. Opened in 1663, the Theatre Royal on Drury Lane is the oldest theater in this city still in business.
Contestant number 3.
What is London? That was my guess.
You are
That would have
correct.
been right.
Contestant number 3.
Son of for 100. It's Hebrew for son of. You may know it if your dad's name was Gurion.
Contestant number 3.
I can actually play
What
the
is
record on my
Ivan?
earphone.
Wrong!
Wrong.
Wrong!
Contestant number 2.
Joe!
What is Ben?
You are
Oh,
correct.
Ben.
Contestant number 2.
Son of for 200. The name that follows this 3-letter Scottish word for son may or may not be capitalized.
Contestant number 2.
What is Mac?
It's Patrick Butler.
Yes.
No, it's
That's
Mac.
correct.
He got it.
Contestant number 2.
Son of for 300. Go cross country through Poland and you'll find this suffix for son.
Contestant number 3.
What is ski?
You are
Oh.
correct. Contestant number 3.
Son of for 400. The Norman French fizz became this in English and can be found in front of Gerald's and Patrick's.
Contestant number 2.
What is Fitz?
You are
Yeah.
correct. Contestant number 2.
Son of for 500. Daily double.
It's the Daily Double.
And how much is he going to wager? He's going to wager $500. He and Sandra are tied at 1,100 apiece. Here we go. It's the son. It's the word meaning "son of" in the name of the first king of Saudi Arabia. What is Ibn?
Yes,
Yep.
that's correct. Contestant number 2.
I want to make sure I have them on
You just
Beanie. Yeah, I do.
you just gotta post on Facebook.
Welcome back.
Corey.
From who?
Contestant number 2.
Matthew.
Okay, let me see what he wants. I'm pretty
Matthew
sure.
Cantrell.
Oh, okay. I thought it was from Matthew V, but I'm like.
No.
But I'm like. Send the bill to Homer. Oh, of course.
That's what he said.
Oopsie. Oopsie.
He must be playing Operation 2.
Send the bill to Homer. Don't. Okay, I thought for sure it was from Matthew V, but thankfully it's not, so.
It definitely sounds better with the earphones than
Doesn't it though?
the speakers.
Oh yeah, Bubba. Sorry folks, I'm just checking something out here. We'll get back to Jeopardy in a moment.
Right after this works.
We're still on camera though. Okay, here we go. I'm finished for now, and I'm ready to continue.
Welcome back. Contestant number 2.
Mice for 100. This mouse made his film debut in the 1940 MGM cartoon Puss Gets the Boot. Who is Jerry?
Contestant number 1.
Oh, why me?
You are correct. Contestant number 1.
Do it again. Keep going until we hear "Oh, why me?"
This is not good. Oh, why me?
Because you picked a numbskull. Mice for 200. She wrote tales of Johnny Town Mouse, Two Bad Mice, and Mrs. Tittlemouse.
Contestant number 1.
Who is Beatrix Potter?
Yes,
Mice for 300.
that's correct. Contestant number 1.
In a 1960 book, Tucker Mouse befriends a musical cricket who's stranded in this subway station.
Contestant number 1.
What is Grand Central Station? No.
Contestant number 2.
What is Times Square?
You are correct. Contestant number 2.
Mice for 400. She's the elegant white mouse in Marjorie Sharp's The Rescuers. Well, that's easy. Who is Miss Bianca?
Contestant number 1. Yes, that's
Mice for 500.
contestant number 1.
This E.B. White hero falls for Margalo, a bird.
Contestant
Who is
number
Stuart
1.
Little?
Yes,
Rhymes with
That's
eat
correct.
for 100.
contestant number 1.
Despite its name, you don't have to steal your way into this type of preview. What is a sneak preview?
Contestant number 1. Yes, that's
Rhymes
correct.
with eat for 2.
Contestant number 1.
This plant that's cooked as a vegetable is a member of the lily family, but it doesn't smell like a lily.
Contestant number 1.
What is a leek?
Yes,
Rhymes with
That's
eat for
correct.
300.
contestant number 1.
British slang for a judge, or American slang for a nose.
Contestant number 1.
What is a beak?
Yes,
Rhymes with eat for
that's
400.
correct. Contestant number 1. The answer is
Jesus said, "Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am this and lonely in heart."
contestant number 1.
What is meek?
Yes.
Rhymes with eat
That's
for 500.
Contestant number 1. Here is the clue.
From an old English word for pale, it can mean pale, dismal, drab, depressing, or grim.
Contestant number 3.
What is bleak?
You are correct.
Yep.
Contestant number 3.
Pioneer Life for 200. Before slates came into use, kids used pieces of this to write on writing boards. What is lederhosen?
Contestant number 2.
What is charcoal?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's correct. Contestant number 2.
Sports for 400. In 1952, Dick Button won his second Olympic figure skating gold medal in this Norwegian city.
Contestant number 1.
What is Oslo?
Yes.
Alright.
That's
Theaters
correct.
for 100.
Contestant number 1. Let's take a look at the answer.
In 1927, actress Norma Talmadge became the first to leave her footprints in cement at this Hollywood theater.
Contestant number 1.
What is Grauman's Chinese Theater?
You are
I got
correct.
it.
Contestant
Theaters
number
200. With a seating capacity of 5,874, this New York City theater is the world's largest indoor movie theater.
1. Contestant number 1.
What is Radio City Music Hall?
Yes.
Pioneer Life for 300, please.
Contestant number 1. Here is the clue.
What the pioneers called the shakes was actually this insect-transmitted disease.
Contestant number 1.
What is malaria? Pioneer Life for 400.
Right. Contestant number 1.
Pioneer women molded tallow into candles and sifted wood ash to make this.
Contestant number 3.
What is soap?
Yes.
Yep.
That's correct. Contestant number 3.
Sports for 500. This Dodger lefty won a second straight Cy Young Award on November 1st and retired on November 18th, 1966.
Contestant number 3.
Who is black? Wrong!
Sorry. That's incorrect.
Wrong, Joe!
Contestant number 2.
Michael?
By the way, just for that.
Who is Sandy Koufax?
You
He's
are
the
correct. Contestant number 2.
Pioneer Life for 500. Two-word term for a visiting preacher who traveled to various churchless communities.
Contestant number 3.
What is circuit rider?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's correct. Contestant number 3.
Sports for 300. Most golfers carry one of these clubs for sand and one for pitching.
Contestant number 2.
What is a wedge?
You are
Yeah.
correct. Contestant number 2.
Sports for 100. Sadaharu O has been called the Babe Ruth of this country.
Contestant number 1.
What is Japan or India? I'll say what is India.
Sorry.
Maybe I should have gone with Japan.
Contestant number 2.
What is South Korea?
Oh,
Wrong!
that's not right.
Wrong.
Contestant number 3.
No.
What is Japan? I
Yes.
should have gone with
That's
Japan.
correct. Contestant number 3.
Now the last clue. In the Celtic style of this, holds are allowed above the waist or are on the jacket competitors wear.
Contestant number 2.
What is judo? Wrong!
Oh, I'm sorry. That's wrong. Contestant number 1.
What is karate?
No, I'm
No.
afraid that is not correct. Contestant number 3.
What is wrestling? That's the one. Now time for Double Jeopardy.
Yes.
Double Jeopardy time.
Now for the double Jeopardy round, with 2 daily
Explorers
numbers somewhere on the board.
around the
These
world
categories.
lullabies, insects, dynasties, and finally, Oscar Wilde.
Good luck. We'll begin the game with contestant number 3.
Explorers for 200.
The answer is...
Okay, the answer is... Between 1905 and 1908, Sven Anders Hedin became the first European to make a detailed map of this Himalayan country.
Contestant number 1.
What is Nepal?
Wrong.
Dang it.
Contestant number 2.
What is Tibet? That's the one.
Yes. Select. Contestant number 2.
Lullabies for 800. The words to a German song were later added to this composer's 1868 music to create his famous lullaby. Who was Brahms? I gotta remember, there's one A and not 2.
Contestant number 1.
Johannes Brahms, yeah.
You are correct.
Around the World for 200.
Contestant number 1. Here is the clue.
In Edmonton, Alberta, the Eskimos play football, the Trappers play baseball, and the Oilers play this.
Contestant number 1.
What is hockey?
Yes.
Around the World
That's
for
correct.
400.
Contestant number 1.
The Arabic name for this Moroccan city is Fez.
Contestant number 1.
What is Fez?
You are correct.
Around the World for 600.
Contestant number 1. Let's take a look at the answer.
At least 5 million people in this country's Assam state speak Assamese.
Contestant number 3.
What is India? And that would have been my guess.
You are
Yeah.
correct. Contestant number 3.
Dynasties for 400. All of this country's emperors, from Jimmu to Akihito, have belonged to the same dynasty.
Contestant number 1.
What is Japan? Around the World for 800?
Right. Contestant number 1. Let's take a look at the answer.
The National Mosque is one of the most impressive landmarks in this Malaysian capital.
Contestant number 1.
What is Kuala Lumpur?
You are correct.
Around the World for 1,000.
Contestant number 1.
The 2 colors you'll find on the flags of Switzerland, of Denmark, Switzerland, and Poland.
Contestant number 1.
What are red and white?
You are
And I got it!
Contestant number 1.
Lullabies, 200. This breaking causes the baby, cradle, and all to fall down. What is the bow?
Contestant number 1.
However you spell that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Lullabies, 400.
Contestant number 1.
Bye, baby bunting. Daddy's gone to this.
Contestant number 1.
What is hunting?
Yes.
Lullabies for
That's
600.
correct. Contestant number 1.
In the Nantucket lullaby, father's out seeking one of these roving large mammals.
Contestant number 3.
What is a manatee? Wrong!
Sorry. Contestant number 2.
Right.
What is a walrus?
Sorry.
Wrong! I don't know, so I'm gonna stay where I'm at. A whale.
Contestant number 1.
Lullabies for 1,000. This composer put Hansel and Gretel to sleep with the lullaby, The Little Sandman Am I.
Contestant number 2.
Who is Engelbert Humperdinck?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's correct. Contestant number 2.
Insects, 200. Although they never breathed fire, some extinct species did have wingspan of up to 2.5 feet.
Contestant number 1.
What are dragonflies?
Yes.
Insects for 400.
That's correct. Contestant number 1.
Named for the animals they feed on, species of this include dog, cat, rat, and rabbit.
Contestant number 2.
What are ticks? What is tick? Wrong!
I'm sorry. That's wrong. Contestant number 1.
What is a flea?
Yes.
And I got it right.
That's correct.
Insects for 600.
Contestant number 1. The answer is...
Encyclopedia Americana calls these disease-carrying insects the most dangerous to man's health.
Contestant number 1.
What are mosquitoes?
Yes.
Got it.
That's
Insects
correct.
for 800.
Contestant number 1.
A number of social wasps are called this, after their colorful markings.
Contestant number 2.
What is a yellow jacket? Oh yeah.
You are correct. Contestant number 2.
Insects for 1,000. The thistle or painted lady is probably the most widespread one in the world.
Contestant number 3.
What is wrong!
No, I'm afraid that is not correct. Contestant number 2.
Ow.
What is a ladybug? Wrong!
Sorry, that's incorrect.
This is not good.
Oh boy. Oh, a butterfly.
Contestant number 2.
Dynasties 200. This country's Pahlavi dynasty had 2 rulers, Reza Shah and Mohammad Reza Shah.
Contestant number 1.
What is Iran?
You are correct.
Dynasties for 600.
Contestant number 1.
Lords and princes of this dynasty have reigned in Monaco since 1297.
Contestant number 2.
What is Grimaldi?
You are
Yeah.
correct. Contestant number 2.
Oscar Wilde for 1,000. Wilde is quoted as telling New York Customs, "I have nothing to declare except this."
Contestant number 3.
What is my wits?
I'm sorry.
Wrong!
That's wrong.
Yikes.
Contestant number 2.
What is my body? Wrong!
Oh, sorry. That's not right.
No.
Intentionally.
What?
You're doing that intentionally.
No, I'm not. My genius.
What?
Contestant number 2.
What?
Explorers for 400.
Here is the clue.
Oh, so
Exploring the
that's
American
what they're
Southwest around
at.
1701, Jesuit Uzibayo Kino proved this was a peninsula. By the way, Patrick, I'm not doing it on purpose. It's the computer
Contestant
players who are
number
getting
2.
it wrong. What is it's on the tip of my tongue? Wrong!
Sorry, incorrect. Anyone else? Contestant number 3.
What is Alto, California? Wrong!
Oh, sorry. That's not right.
Woohoo.
I don't know, so I'm gonna not ring in. I have 7,900. Ugh. Baja, California.
Contestant number 2.
Oscar Wilde for 400. On Broadway in 1992, Cheryl Lee of Twin Peaks gave a thinly veiled performance in this title role.
Contestant number 3.
Who was Salome?
Yes.
Yep.
That's correct. Contestant number 3.
Oscar Wilde 600. He wrote, "Questions are never indiscreet. These sometimes are. What are answers?"
Contestant number 1. Yes.
Yes, I got it.
That's correct. Contestant
I'll have
number
Explorers for 600. The Fram, a ship built by Fridtjof Nansen to explore the Arctic, was used by this Antarctic explorer.
1. Contestant number 2.
Who is Roald Amundsen? He's the one.
Yes. Contestant number 2.
Dynasty's 1,000. Puyi was the last emperor of this last Chinese dynasty.
Contestant number 3.
What was the Qing dynasty? Yep.
Yes. That's correct. Contestant number 3.
Oscar Wilde 200. The only literary property Wilde wrote after being in prison was this ballad. Don't know, so I'm not going to ring in.
Contestant number 3.
What is the picture of Dorian Gray? Wrong!
Incorrect.
I'm away.
Contestant number 2.
What is an ideal husband? Wrong!
Sorry, that's incorrect.
Well, I don't know it, so I'm not going to ring in. The Ballad of Reading Gaol.
Contestant number 3.
Oscar Wilde 800.
And by the way,
Matt and his son Alfred Douglas's relationship with Wilde.
The Simpsons version.
This Marquess wanted to box Wilde's ears. Oh, okay.
Contestant number 3.
Who was the Marquess of Queensberry? And that was my guess.
Yes, that's correct. Contestant number 3.
Explorers 800. The highest hill on the island where the St. Lawrence and Ottawa rivers meet was named Mont Royal by him. Oh, I think
Contestant number 3.
Jacques Cartier.
You are
Yep,
correct.
and the last two clues are Sandra's
Contestant number
because
3.
they're the daily doubles. There's the first one. $1,000 for this one. Alright, here's your clue. Lewis Hennepin's claim to have traveled down the Mississippi before this explorer was soon discredited. Ooh, excuse me. Who was Robert Cavalier, Sieur de La Salle?
You are correct.
That's right.
Contestant number 3.
And there's your other daily double. 800, okay. That'll give you 4,500 if you answer correctly on this clue. This British dynasty was interrupted by the Commonwealth and restored with Charles II in 1660. What was the Stuart dynasty?
You
Yep,
are
she
correct.
got it.
The final
Jeopardy category, movie
is
rolls.
Contestant number 1. What
I'll
would you
wager
like to win?
$501.
The final Jeopardy clue is
Movie rolls, here's the clue. Ed Wynn and W.C. Fields turned down the title role in this 1939 film.
I know what this is.
What is it?
It's The Wizard of Oz.
Okay, well that was my hunch too. So I'll go with The Wizard of Oz.
Contestant number 2. Your final Jeopardy response was oh,
Gone with the Wind.
That's not-
Wrong!
Let's see what contestant number 2 wagered.
No.
Your total? Contestant number 3. Your final Jeopardy response was oh,
Boys Town.
That's-
Wrong!
Let's see what contestant number 3 wagered.
Oh, why me?
Because you said it, numbskull.
Your total?
And I said The Wizard of Oz with the help of Patrick.
Contestant number 1. Your final Jeopardy response was correct. Let's see what contestant number 1 wagered.
I wagered 501, which gives me a total of $9,001, and I get to keep my season going.
Your total?
And by the way, it was right. Am I
Contestant
correct?
number 1.
Yep.
You are now the reigning Jeopardy champion.
You did turn down the
Congratulations.
In which right now, I'm up to $29,200 in 4 games. So I'm definitely having a great run, a great season rather here. And I want to thank Patrick for being a part, as well as Homer.
And by the way, that was brought to you by the Simpsons Operation version.
Which Patrick is motivating me to get. And we'll see y'all for our next video coming up.
Wrong!
Dead!